good, y'all? What's good? This your boy DJ Doc. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Beautiful Struggle Show. And once again, I got my new co-host, Miss Tiffany Favorite. What's
All right,
good?
now.
Okay then.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Already, man. It's a pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to have someone that's so knowledgeable and beautiful like yourself.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning a lot from you. You know, the last episode we talked about a lot of stuff. I think the last thing we talked about these independent artists, what you think they should do, how they should go, what path they should take. Like me, I dealt with a lot of independent artists, and I always told them, man, I felt that signing a deal really ain't no deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that they watch and see everything they see on TV and what they're listening to, what these artists and these rappers and singers say they got, but you don't know what they did.
Right.
You really don't know what they did to get that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
What they wanted to give up.
Yeah.
What they were willing to give up.
You know, some have to give up this, some of them had to give up that.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them say they gave a child. I don't know.
Yeah, it's different things.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying?
They're gonna ask you that when you sign to record companies. Some of them are gonna ask you, well, "Hey, they're gonna paint this whole big picture of you. This is you, and this is what we do for you, and you're gonna be just like." And they love to use whoever at the time is the biggest.
We're gonna get you like them. We're gonna get you like them. But I know one thing.
Next Whitney, you know what I'm saying?
But I know one thing about a lot of these deals. I know one of the first thing they do to you, they put a nice life insurance policy on you.
Oh, now see, you telling me something I ain't know.
Yeah. Because it's going to come to the point where you worth, it's going to come to the point you're going to be worth more dead than alive.
Yeah, well.
Okay, I'll give you an example. You may have a rapper or a singer doing large numbers, but they didn't got to the point where they're in a chaotic state.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now your record sales done went down. What can you do for this label? Because now they want to put you in rehab or they want to get you committed. You know what I'm saying? Now they can't make no money off you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bam, get hit with a hot toddy. You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, they died of natural causes. Their heart stopped. And nobody knows about that insurance policy.
Wow. So the record company going to get theirs regardless.
Regardless.
They're going to get their money. That makes a lot of sense.
They got the money from the insurance, plus they got your publishing and your masters.
They had this thing recently, a few years ago, where the majors was giving everybody their publishing back.
Well, if you go watch, what's his name? Isaac Hayes Jr.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has a social media platform called Fanbase, and he's talking about it. Come to find out there's like a time span that you can apply, and you can do some things to get all your rights back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something.
God, I got my rights, but I'm still gonna go read that.
Yeah. There's this lady called Wendy Day. You ever heard of Wendy Day?
No.
She has this company called the Rap Coalition,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the one that helped Cash Money get their deal.
Okay.
But at the same time, she will teach a lot of independent artists about what to do, what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't do that because in our era of this music, this culture, there's more gatekeeping than anything. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some of us still have that crab in the barrel mentality that, you know, they don't want to see somebody else win or, you know.
It's rough down south, but it's everywhere. Now, what's crazy about like hip hop and R&B? It's bigger and more supportive in other countries.
That's true.
Why you think like Alexander O'Neal, Sherelle, all of them, you know, cross seas, they doing good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like other people will support us more than our own people.
That's true. And, you know, last year I did a song with this guy, Darren Lighty. Darren Light is a producer. He did songs like "Ooh, say what, you know."
By
he did Andy Stone. He's worked with a lot of
yeah.
people, right? He got a lot of number one hits.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes up with this thing. Tiffany, we're gonna like all the people that we all met in the music business. So it's like we're gonna get together and we just gonna do songs. And you know, I got a lot of tracks I want to do. You guys just write to them and we're gonna put it out. So okay, I did it. Wrote a track. It didn't do nothing here. When the first week, I did an intro and the whole song.
Yeah.
Both the intro and the whole song was number one in the UK for a whole week. Both songs that I did as soon as it came out, because those people appreciate music.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're under different type of publishing over there, right?
Is out, yeah, they are.
Because I learned that from a reggae artist that lives back in my hometown of La Place.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was doing a lot of music with a friend of mine. I ain't say no name. And the wife was like, hey, what's going on? You know, his publishing company is asking about all his music.
Mm-hmm.
They seen it on the radar, but it went to his publishing company. So they're like, hey, see what I'm saying?
No, you be talking and I start thinking about things that happen with me, and it just got me over here rolling my eyes, but go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel that from this movie stuff to any type of music, any type of business, you need to find out what's going on first.
Mm-hmm. Just gain knowledge. If you're going to be in it,
yeah,
you need to know the ins and the outs about it. You need to know the background of it.
So check this out. I remember my first movie set I went on. I bought my cameras in there. And I told the guy, listen, man, what you want to do? He said, I want you here, do this, do that. I said, this is what I want you to do for me. Set my camera to the settings you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want me to do? This, shoot this and catch that. I said, listen, this is the only suggestion I got. Wouldn't you feel better? It would make more sense if I put this on a tripod. I can go fluent and go, you know.
Right.
And he's, oh, okay. So I didn't go in there acting like I knew a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is your domain.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you got to watch. Sometimes you can go in other people's places and they think you're trying to take over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see how he wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and that really, really worked for me.
Right. That's very knowledgeable, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So what happens is, in today's world, people are not using common sense and logic.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true. And then, you know, we don't know everything. Just like I've learned so much, but I've learned those things by making mistakes.
So as we talk, we have these interviews.
I'm
learning from you.
And I'm learning from you.
Oh, that's each one teach one.
Man, I didn't even know that about the insurance stuff. I'm like, oh, I need to go research that. So that's going to be the next thing. But you never learn. I mean, you never get to know everything.
Okay. But watch this. Where you going to search for it and go learn from it? Google.
Mm-hmm.
Going to go. So guess what? Everything's not on Google.
That's true. You know, people don't pick up books and stuff no more either.
Yeah. Why?
People don't learn from other people.
So watch this. When I was in federal prison,
mm-hmm.
we studied, right? Books, studied. And a lot of us help people get out. A lot of us help each other get out,
mm-hmm.
help themselves get out.
Mm-hmm.
The Bureau of Prison came through and said, we're taking all the books out. And we're going to put all the law information on CDs mm-hmm. and upload to computers every month.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to put what you want.
Yeah, and you selecting what you're going to let
exactly.
me. Exactly.
So you might put 10,000 cases and you might have one case that can help us. See, because you was too knowledgeable.
Uh-huh.
But they told you, if you want to hide something from a brother, put it in a book.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. And I love reading. I will pick up a book. I'm actually in the middle of one right now. I may be reading like 3 or 4. You don't get a lot of people read books. I'm going to read because that's where it's at. That's where they hidden stuff is. How you going to know about it if you don't read about it?
Okay.
Now I want to go back to gatekeeping though.
Oh, gatekeeping. Okay, listen.
You know why? Because I thought about something.
Shoot your stick.
Sometimes people gatekeep because they don't really want to know. They don't want you to know how they got where they got because you're going to find out some stuff. I understand now.
Yeah, because they can be like, well, look, you got to do such and such to get to such and such.
See, but you don't know that.
And then now you start thinking, I ain't doing that.
Uh-huh.
Then now you thinking about the one that's been gatekeeping, like, damn, old girl then went to the moon and back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or like some of my, like, I hang out with more guys than females, but I hang out, and most of the guys will tell you, starting with my husband, they'll be like, dude, you talk too much, you ask too many questions. See me? If I go in there, the gatekeeper let me in, I'm be saying, oh my God, this is what you was doing? This what happened? Why? And they'll
get out. Get out.
That's like, oh my, this is what you, oh my, nah.
Me?
I don't want none.
Me, I'm gonna go in that choir. What's happening?
And that's why you got some gatekeepers. They don't want you to know how you made that money. Oh, this why I hate when people say, when you ask them a question, they say, oh, huh? You already know the answer. You thinking of something that you could say to deter that person.
Yeah, because I caught you off guard.
Right.
You caught them off guard.
Right.
Right. But some of them gatekeep just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want the playing field to be level. They feel like if you get more than them, it doesn't make sense.
I just don't think like that. I just think it got a place for all of us.
Well,
it does. Look at the piano. Got all them keys. You got all these white keys, all these black keys. All the white ones look the same, all the black ones the same. But if you touch it, they all make a different sound.
Yeah.
Right? And you need all of them to make a melody. So I mean, I say that to say it's room for all of us. What I could give, you can't give. What you could give, I can't give. But us together, it make it beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We can make some.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that.
So that's why you got background singers.
Right.
Huh?
And then you got people that's in the front that will kind of like fire you on the low key or don't call you back.
Yeah, because you're stronger than them.
Yeah. You,
no, we had some cool background singers. I did a concert with what's her name? Damn, I forgot the girl name.
Mm-hmm.
From the West Coast, man. The little short girl.
West Coast.
I don't know why I got Kelly Price's name on my tip of my tongue.
Kelly ain't from the West, though.
No, Keisha Cole.
Uh-huh.
I was in a concert at the Smoothie King Center with her.
Mm-hmm.
She got some cool and some strong background singers. Mm-hmm. And it's like the way she sings, it's like she's got to sing and then she's got to warm up to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, but she got some strong background singers. You know what I'm saying? But I hate the way they messed over her last concert when her little booty pads was hanging out. You don't have to show that.
Right.
And them girls, somebody should have grabbed her. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just have been thinking about that. I was like, well, maybe, you got only a certain time on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You only got your time on the, what if somebody was dancing and trying to tell her and she wasn't paying attention? Because she only got a certain time. Or could she feel that? You mean to me, you didn't, I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to leave that one alone because all I'm going to do is speculate and
I don't know what it is. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was a couple of months before she put her foot up on the speaker and pop. She had a little something back there. I saw it. And then this time, that was the booty pad. There wasn't no booty pad the last time.
Well, maybe the booty pads was set right.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Then we're going to go
maybe
ahead.
somebody left off.
I don't know. Maybe she was trying some new one. Maybe she had. Maybe she had some.
Back to her. And
can I say something? Or you want me to keep
it's your show, so do what you want.
I ain't gonna say because I like Keisha Cole.
Okay, and I do too. She got some hits on there.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone then.
Okay, we'll leave it alone.
Play your cards. All right. Okay, so as far as your vision of music, like currently, what type of music you making now? Like,
I knew you were about to ask me that.
Oh,
yeah, I was like set. I did R&B when I did it. I was raised in the church. Then I went, did R&B, did my own thing. You know how a lot of us do. When we get a chance to get from under mama, we're going to do our own thing. So I've done that. And then there were so many tragic things that happened that I won't go into.
Yeah.
But when I almost died, and it was like it was over. And then, I was able to come back to life. I was like, man, I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to go back to church. I'm going to do this now. Then we get in church, and think you got to be under this rule and everything got to be gospel. I don't want to live like that no more. I don't want to live under, it's all about, you got to say this word and say that word and got to be all, holier than thou. And you know what I'm saying? Somebody asks you how you doing, and I'm blessed and highly favored every time. How you doing? What's going on with you? So I want to do love music. I want to do music that I ain't cursing and talking about getting naked and all that in the bed. I want to talk about relationship music, and my focus is God and all of that. But I want to make love music.
So basically, it's like
it's not R&B. It's not
like inspirational.
Gospel. That's it. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Inspire you. We're gonna talk about daily stuff.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and this happened, that happened, that happened.
Daily affirmation.
Right. All kind of stuff happened to me, but I'm still here, and that's for reason and for purpose. I want to talk about that. Keep somebody from wanting to pull the trigger, or keep somebody from wanting to give up. You know what I'm saying? When everybody ain't feeling you and everybody don't like you, what you gonna do about it? I'm gonna like me and I'm gonna feel me.
So basically, that can fall under reality music too.
Okay, and that's what I said. Somebody was saying, well, what would you call it? Love music or real music or something? But I mean, being the type of talent I am, I could sing anything.
So basically, I would call it my music.
Oh, okay.
That's your music. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Yeah, Tiffany Favorite music.
I
don't want nobody telling me, well, Tiffany, I think you should do this. And
you know what? I think you leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, I think you need to keep on stepping.
I got you.
Where were you when I was falling, and where were you when I didn't have a dime? Where were you when I was hungry? But now that you see me and I'm on this platform, you want to tell me what you think that I should be doing.
But you had a praying mama.
I sure did. Thank you. She gone on to heaven.
Trust me, she's still there. Come on now.
Sometimes I can still hear her talking.
Teach on that groove now. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Sometimes I can still hear her talking when I'm trying to tell my daughters, don't go down the same roads I went down, but it's the way you tell them. And sometimes you could be a little tough, and that'll make somebody don't want to hear from you.
But what happens to them is they won't listen to you, but they're going to listen to their friend's mama. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then later on in the years, you'll be like, damn, my mom used to tell me that.
I used to be the same way. You know what? Unfortunately, it took my mother leaving. Wasn't sick or nothing. Went to the hospital for one thing, didn't come back. So it took me losing her to realize how important she was, and to remember all them things she used to be telling me. So that I didn't want to hear at the time.
Exactly. So like a lot of things I did with my mom, like I had a rough growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I had it rough, but as I got older, that's why I call this show the Beautiful Struggle Show.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I love that title too.
Well, because I felt that everything I went through, if I wouldn't go through it and went through it, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
that's why I sent you that song. That song kind of went with.
Yeah, and I get it. I get it, man. And all of that.
Tell your story.
Yeah. So one time I had to go to this little school and talk to these little kids. I think it was like an alternative school. I think it's called the Apple Magnet. You know what I'm talking about? It was like an alternative school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my first time meeting some kids that got bullied.
Mm-hmm.
So all these kids doing this and that. So I said, listen, man, I ain't gonna tell you don't gangbang. I ain't gonna tell you don't do drugs. I ain't gonna tell you don't twerk. Do what the hell you want. So they was looking at me. But I said, listen, when them cops grab your little ass or whatever your mama put you out, don't go cry. Take your lick. You think you're grown? Take your lick.
Right.
And after a while, they understood.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some pictures of my son because my son had got shot up. I said, look, man, my son the same age with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's going to happen to all of y'all.
Right.
But what if you're the one that's either going to get hit or hitting somebody?
Right.
Because the one that got hit, he feeling that pain. But the one that did the hitting, you're not going to tell me you that cold that that's not going to bother you. See what I'm saying?
Will. Yeah, eventually.
So, it's I went through all of that, and I just think about all the stuff my mom taught me. Sometimes your parents got a certain way to teach you, and they only can teach you when, the way they were taught.
Right.
Right. My mom, sometimes she in the kitchen cooking, and she didn't hit me in the head with a cooking spoon.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't mean she didn't love me. She down there broke my neck. But she's only doing what she was taught.
Yeah, and sometimes my kids are grown now, and they'll be like, "Well, you're not like you was back then. You different now." My daughter has a son that my eyes ain't big enough for him.
Yeah.
So she was like, back in the days, you wouldn't let us get away with that. So I find myself saying, I did what I saw, and that wasn't right.
Yeah.
And so as I've grown, when you grow, you change. If there's no change, if there's nothing evident, and something's wrong, you should be growing and changing. With growth, there's change. With
You're not evolving.
Right. With elevation, there's evolution.
Yeah.
And so I say, man, that's all my parents knew. That's all they knew. And then I came behind that. They didn't teach me nothing. They wasn't raising me. So I got to break that. Teach you.
Yeah, you got to break that cycle.
Right.
And you know what else falls under that? Religion falls under that. You know,
yeah.
Even though as we got older, we find out that, man, that wasn't right.
Right.
So people, somewhere naive, they're like, well, damn, why they taught us that? That's all they knew. That's all they knew,
In some areas we're not going, but some things were not right, but they beat you to believe it.
Yeah.
Beat you into believing that.
Yeah.
Until you either say, well, okay, you beat me into submission to believe that, knowing that it wasn't true. There's no evidence to prove that it's true. But okay, you done beat me so much, I'm going to say, okay, so you can stop beating on me.
Yeah, they were taught that.
Yeah. Or if I did something wrong, you're going to beat me. Why? You're not telling me what you're doing. You're just hitting me. Tell me what you're doing. Why did you hit me? I'm doing this because that is not a good thing for you. Well, don't hit me. Teach me that I don't do those things no more.
At that time, they weren't taught, and they felt that was the way to teach.
Right. And so I grace them, but I'm going to do something different. So I'm not going to be like that to them.
Funny you say that. I remember I was by my dad's house, growing up. I said, and he told me, he said, boy, stop talking to your son like that. Because I was just chastising. So I said, no disrespect, Dad. I said, listen, you never raised me. You never was there for me. But I don't hold that against you. But I always told my kids that I'm going to be a better father than my dad was ever to me.
Yeah.
And I never threw in his face. He never was there for me or none of that. But I just told him I'm going to be a better father.
Yeah.
And it hurt him. He walked away. I said, well, sometimes the truth hurt. I wasn't trying. That wasn't my goal. That wasn't my object, I just had to let him know, Yeah. I just had to defend my integrity, you know what I'm saying? Of me being the man and raising my kid, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they can only teach us what they knew at that time,
But once you learn or once you experience certain things, like getting back to this music game.
Yeah, let's go back.
Once you hit your head so many times and you ain't learned, you still keep doing the same things, you need to get out of it.
Yeah.
If it's not working for you, if you're not elevating and changing, you need to get out of it.
Yeah.
So recently I've seen, like I said, with the UK making those moves and being number one, what is it that enabled me to do that? Well, as an independent artist, you got to be your biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be the biggest cheerleader. You gotta promote yourself. You gotta do that. When it comes to independent, it's not easy, but it's the best thing you could ever do. You don't need to sign with a major. You could do it all yourself. You just need to find it.
Yes, you can. And I feel that you gotta find a way to market and promote yourself. And I just feel like that's one of the hardest things, because making the music ain't nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can boom, boom, ping, you know what I'm saying, and make the music. Now you got to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
But can you agree that, okay, if you don't have the funding, if you don't have the money for promotion, you could promote yourself to a certain level, get people so interested in you. Like, you have a lot of YouTube sensations out there. They started on YouTube. But I'm saying you could promote yourself to a point that you could get the majors interested, but you be knowledgeable till you know how you can map out your deal. Is that, can you say that?
Yeah, I can say that. But if I find a way to market myself and get a serious buzz where, like, I'm getting a monthly check from YouTube, I'm getting money from these social platforms, I don't want to negotiate my deal with them. because they still gonna have me stuck under 360.
Mm-hmm.
And before I take a 360 deal, I'll just keep on working in the plant and doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And do shows.
And be satisfied with your little fan base,
yes.
however many that be, 300 or 300,000, whatever that is, 3,000, whatever that is. Be satisfied with that.
But at the same time, what I'll do is, in what I'm doing, I'm going to find a way to provide a service for other artists.
I'm willing to do that.
Because if I provide a service for other artists or people, I'm always make more money than that guy that's just trying to get his money from streaming.
Right.
So say, for instance, you the artist and you got all this going on, right? And you provide a service as far as doing a podcast for them
mm-hmm.
or recording them.
Mm-hmm.
So say, for instance, hypothetically, you did a podcast for them and you charge them $300 for this episode, right?
Right.
I feel that them $300 you made, you damn near made more money than that guy that's been streaming his music.
Wow.
Makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense.
And then them $300 you made tonight, at 10 o'clock you got to go DJ at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Now you done made another $5.
Don't have me trying. Don't have
no,
me ask
just,
you to teach me how to DJ.
No, it's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Or it's it's just other ways you can get money. That's one thing we as blacks have to learn from other races, mainly the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? They will get together and have 4 or 5 jobs and help each other.
Help each other. That's our biggest thing.
How many people you think what we got going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them would have a vindictive motive behind doing this.
Wow.
That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope what I'm saying today helps somebody. I would love to help somebody. I would love to help a lot of women out there that's trying to be in this game. You ain't got to sell yourself.
No, you don't.
Because when it don't work, ain't nobody got no videos on Tiffany Favorite.
Yeah. Before
she was Tiffany Favorite, she was Tiffany Carline. Ain't nobody had no. Can't nobody go back and tell you they got no pictures of me nowhere.
That's a beautiful thing, though. Mm. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Ain't nobody said they didn't have me.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing because you had a praying grandmother. That's why
that taught me how to pray.
Yeah.
That's another thing because I remember one time I was like, "Ma, I got this going on." I would always call my mother and be asking her to pray for me and stuff, right? And when things be going good, I ain't calling her. When I get money flowing, everything good, I'm partying, having me a good time, good. But when I'm running low on money or things like that, I be like, "Mom, I need you to pray." And one day my mama said, "Tiffany, I'm going to pray for you. But you're going to have to go to God yourself. You're going to have to start praying for yourself." I'm like, "What? Pray myself? Who says that?" Because I didn't really know. I know I could put a prayer into that lady, and she going to pray and something happen. And so, I was like, I got really down and lost a lot. And I was like, "Look, I done heard about you. And I'm going to try this, and I'm going to see what happens."
Yeah, because it's no special way.
Right. And I just was talking to him like I'm talking to you. And that's what I do now. And it worked. And so in prayer, I'm like, he's showing me some things. He's opened up doors for me. And like when offers have come, I'm going to ask buku questions. If you got a problem with it, then I know that ain't the way to go. So
another thing, what's really next for you? Like, because I know you still got a fan base. Like, any new music coming out, or what's up?
I'm working on that. I mean, to be honest with you though, I was getting ready to be like, I'm gonna just work on helping other people, and if anybody asks me something, I'll say something. Just chill out. And right at the break of that, I get an inbox. I get a message from you. It's like, "Hey, I want you to come on a podcast, blah, blah, blah." So I start asking all these questions, and your responses, the way you were replying to me was so professional and so like, "Hey, look, on some professional stuff," because I ain't, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, I ain't trying to get with you or nothing like that. Look, I see you talented. I see you say you a singer, this, that, and the other. You can, if you interested, and I'm paraphrasing it, but I could read, and you're that person.
Yeah.
When I meet you in public, you like either if you want to do it or you don't want to do it. What's up? I'm giving you this opportunity.
It's just meat and bread.
Right.
I ain't got nothing in between.
Anything I'm asking you just giving it to me. I'm like, he ain't break, ain't nothing changed. All right, I'm gonna check it out. Call you on the phone. You like the same thing.
Yeah, it ain't.
Well, I tell you what. If you're interested, check it out. Do this, that. I was like, okay, I like that. I like that. So it made me say, you know what? I'm gonna give this another chance. So I'm ready to do new music. I got a lot of songs.
Okay.
I got stuff from 10 years ago that I think right now is a hit.
Well, that's when the recycling come in. Mm-hmm. What's old to you may not be old to somebody else.
Right.
So it's just like when you make a post, you recycle it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, I'm waiting.
Okay. Like the song I shared with you, I was like, listen to this song. He's like, kept talking about it, man. That song dope. How long ago I did that? It don't matter.
No, recycle it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a point. I remember I was when I was in New York. What was that song? Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
That Master P.
Mm-hmm. I hate that song.
Boy, they was up there just like, oh yeah, that's that. I was like, that song so old, but up there it was new to them.
Yeah.
They started listening to Mystical. I'm like, man, we've been dropping it like it's hot and backing it up. What is,
Yeah, that's
but
the way
so
it
you
is.
did make a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested in doing some things.
We gonna get together. I
want to get into this podcast thing. Which see what's up with that.
It's cool. Anything's possible. But that's our time for now. And we will be seeing y'all real soon again. You know what I'm saying? It was great having you on that, Tiffany. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I'm glad to be here.
Make sure you
again.
check out our social platforms. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
I'm tapped in on everything, I'm tapped in. I keep my ear to the street, nigga, I'm tapped in. I've been in tune, seen the vultures in the room. Seen the ugly way before it got ugly, I seen the fumes. Stipulations on the love that they gave, I seen that too. My reaction to the way they behave, ain't no excuse. Till I grew